Testing, testing, testing. In this video, we are going to be creating a Power BI report using cryptocurrency as a data source. We're going to be creating a Power BI report using cryptocurrency as a data source. The Power BI report that we're going to be creating is going to be for actual demonstration and actual presentation at Power of the BI Live in Dallas on May 1st and 2nd. Power of the BI Live in Dallas, Power of the BI Live Dallas, May 1st and 2nd, 8 hours a day on Friday, 8 hours a day on Saturday, and 2 fun, full evenings on both Friday night and Saturday night for great social networking for those of us in the Power BI community. Power of the BI Live Dallas is going to be held at the Omni Hotel, downtown Dallas. There are several Omni hotels in the Dallas area. There's several hotels. There are several Omni hotels in the Dallas area. The one we're going to be at is the one downtown Dallas. If you're coming from out of town, you do not have to stay at the Omni Hotel. We don't have any kickbacks, no hotel rates, no bulk bookings or anything like that. Any special discounts. Actually, the Power to BI Live Dallas has a limited space, so we are not expecting a hotel full of people, but we do know that there are events that are going on at the Dallas Omni Hotel, to where if you do want to stay at the host hotel, you can make your reservations. Now, reservation is different from registration. Reservation is with the Dallas Omni, and registration is with Power of the BI Live, with Power of the BI. You can register at Power of the BI at powerofthebi.com. The early bird registration has ended. It ended on Sunday. But if you are with us tomorrow night, we are going to be going live at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock Pacific. And sometime in there, if you are with us during that particular Power BI Live session that we will be ending our 16 video session tomorrow night. If you're with us tomorrow night, you will have an opportunity. You will have a special opportunity. I encourage you to be on the Power BI Live tomorrow night, that we are going to be as we are finishing up this 16 video series. And I'm telling you, if you want to be at Power of the BI Live Dallas and you have not already made your reservation, well, you have not already made your registration, you definitely want to be at Power. You definitely want to be on with us live tomorrow night. Now, I am going to get moving because we had some technical difficulties early on. Anything that I have forgotten to say here, I'll say it throughout this presentation. But right now, we're going to go ahead and get jumping into our report session, because we lost quite a bit of time as my microphone situation was being handled. So testing, we are still good. I see that we are still good, so that is great. Now, what we have here is the Power BI report. Now, please remember that this Power BI report is not anything that I am telling you for you to use. I am not using this as a professional presentation for you to go out there and make cryptocurrency investments. However, if you are in the cryptocurrency community, we have at least 600 cryptocurrencies that we are using as a data source within our data source to build out our Power BI report. Over 600 cryptocurrencies, and this is real information. This is real data. This is not fictitious. This is not something I made up. Now, we did make up the visualizations here on the Power BI report, but this is real information. So if you're into crypto and investing and things like that, you can, I'm not gonna tell you what you can do, but it's up to you, how you want to use this report. Once we finish it, we are going to release it as an app, not an app in the App Store or the Google Play Store. It's going to be a Power BI app. Those that are familiar with Power BI know that you can turn your Power BI reports into dashboards and into apps, and we'll be releasing it as an app. Now, that's going to be a whole other conversation. We'll talk about that more tomorrow night as we are completing this particular report. And as I say completing, this is video number 15 of a 16 video series, which means we've created a Power BI report so far with 15 visuals on it. With 14 visuals on it, we're gonna add another visual tonight, and then we're gonna add one more visual tomorrow. But as well as tonight, we are going to be cleaning it up, making it a nice presentation, so that you'll get a great understanding of how I build Power BI reports. And when you have Power BI reports in your portfolio, you want them to be nice, so that when the recruiters and hiring managers look at it, you don't have to waste your time trying to explain to them all the things that you know about Power BI. Okay. I am just double checking that we still have volume, and we do. I don't want to go through what we just recently had to go through, but let's get busy. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to add the 15th visual to this report. Now, let me back up. So if anyone is out there counting and you have not been with us over the last 14 videos, I'm going to count the visuals for you just so you'll understand where we're at. So this is visual 1, 2, 3, and then on this table visual, we have 2 additional visuals that are on this report. Well, on this visual. One is the data bars, and let's see here. One is the data bars. And what happened to them? Here we go. So we got blue data bars. What the data bars pretty much mean is the higher the value, the bigger the bar. We're not going to get too deep into that right now, but we've got the data bars included on here, and we have icons. We've got the green, red, and yellow icons on this report as well. If you have questions as to what are the data bars and what are the icons, you can go to the previous videos to get that information. In addition to, again, we are live on YouTube, and you can follow along with us live on YouTube and actually build out your report. So if you've already gone over to the Microsoft site and downloaded Power BI Desktop, of course you can, and you've gone to the crypto site and brought in the data source, you can build out this Power BI report with us. Or you could just go over to YouTube just to get a visualization of what is going on the report. Because I know those that are out there on Instagram and Facebook, we are not, we're live on Instagram and Facebook, but as far as the visualizations, I have not gotten up to speed yet with displaying the data on Instagram and Facebook. So we've got the number of visuals we have 1, 2, 3, we have 4 for the data bars, 5 for the icons, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The title was 12. The slicer is 13. Then the other slicer is 14. And we're going to add one more visual tonight. That visual is going to be my actual logo. So I'm going to go to Insert and select Image. It is not difficult at all creating well, let me back up. I don't want to say it's not difficult at all creating Power BI reports, because, again, I've been doing it for a while, and I don't want to mislead anybody. I've been doing this for a while, and for me to say that it's not difficult, it may not be difficult for me, but it could be a challenge for those that are just getting started. So right now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find my logo. I found it, and I am going to click it, double click it. Now we have 15 icons on our page. We got 15 visuals on our page. So what we're going to do now is, now that we got the visual, we got the 15th visual on here, which is the logo. What I'm going to do now is, I'm just trying to get some sizing for the logo. It's a little too big for me right now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start formatting the images. We're formatting the page, creating the landscaping for the page, so that we can get a nice image. So what I like to do is I like to keep my logo on the left side, I like my logo to be on the left side of the page. And this is just personal preference. This is not something that has to be, right? I've got some of my mentees that, when I look at their reports, I can tell. When I look at their reports, sometimes I'm not able to tell if it's their report or my report, because they have pretty much taken to what the same way that I build my reports, they are building theirs, and that makes sense. I mean, why reinvent the wheel? But what you will find is, as you build Power BI reports, typically, after you build probably after you build about your fifth one, you'll come into your own style. You'll come into your own style, and then you'll start seeing, you'll say, hey, you kind of like, your slices on the right. You want your title in the middle. Many times I don't even use a title, because the title just takes up real estate. And I like to use as much real estate as I can to build my report. But I just have it here in this particular report because I wanted to show you that you can add text, and you can build, you can add text, and you can add, titles to Power BI reports. And many times when you have managers, or you're contracting on a job, they'll tell you that they really don't want you to add any text, like a title. They don't want you to add a title or even a logo, because they want to use as much of that space as possible for visualizations in real estate. But, given that, we are just learning Power BI, hey, we can do what we want to do, right? So one thing I like to do is I like for my cards to be all the same size. So I'm going to select the card. I'm going to come over to Format. I'm going to go to Format. I'm going to go to General. And I'm going to go to Properties. And I see that this is 139 by 220. I'm going to make it 140 by 220 just because I like to have, nice round, with nice even numbers. So I've got 140. I'm going to make this one 140 as well. 140 by 220. So it's going to be the same size as the other cards. So now we've got our cards the same sizes. And here we're going to make this one. This one may be a challenge because it's got more characters to it. It was a 140 by 220. It was already at 290. So given that we wanted it at 220, what we're going to do now is, because the 220 is a pretty good size. The 220 is a pretty good size. So what we're going to do here is we're going to change the size of the actual call out value. This size is 140, has a 45 font. We're going to reduce the font. Let's say if we reduce the font down to 35. Cool, we reduced that font down to 35. We're going to reduce all the fonts for all the cards down to 35 just to stay uniform. And now our card visuals are pretty good. So I'm going to bring it down just a little bit, just so it doesn't cross over and intersect with our slicers. This slicer visual is, let's see what the sizing is of the slicer is, 80 by 216. Let's make that 80 by 220. And since we made that one 80 by 220, we're going to make this next one 80 by 220 as well. So now our slices are the same size. Our cards are the same size. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to bring the slicer, all of the one to the left, I'm going to bring it all the way over. And I'm going to take this one that's on the right, all the way over to the right. And I am lining up the one in the middle. What I'm trying to do is make sure that they are all on the same line. So as we can see, the one in the middle is even with the one on the right, because the reason why I know is because the red dotted lines are lining up together. So now I want to make sure that my one on the left is even, because now it's lining up. Now here's the deal. What I did was I brought the card to the left all the way over to the left side. I brought the card over to the right all the way to the right side, and I stuck the one in the middle somewhere in the middle. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to highlight the top three cards. I'm going to go up to Format, and I'm going to go to Align, and I'm going to Distribute horizontally. So now the card in the middle is exactly the same spacing, same spatial distance from the card on the end. I'm going to click in the middle, and we're going to call that a day there. What I also want to do is, just for grins and giggles, I'm going to place an outline so we can see where this card actually is. I'm going to place an outline around all the cards. So I'm going to highlight the card. I'm going to go to General. I'm going to go to Effects. Nope, I am going to go to Visual, and I'm going to go to Call Out Value. And let's see. Nope, I want to go to General. I'm going to go to General, Effects, and Visual Border. Now that gives me a border around that card. Then I'm going to select the card in the middle, and I'm going to go to Format, General, Effects, and Visual Border. Same thing for the third card, Visual Border. Now that I have a visual border, I can see where those cards are, and I see that what I have is my card is actually touching my slicer visual, which tells me I'm covering too much space here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make this a little thinner. And let's see, when I made that thinner, took the height down just a little bit, I'm going to go to General now and see what that height is. It's at 94. I'm going to make it 95. And then I'm going to select all my slicers, all my cards again. And I am going to change the height from 139 to 95. It should have been 140. And I'm going to change this one to 95. Now, I am going to bring it here. Now, what I'm looking at now is I really don't like how, because I've got a lot of space in here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave that there, because I may add more than one visual tomorrow. I may add two visuals to that, and that'll take up that space. So I am going to bring these guys up. And now what I want to do is, I know that my so I've got a lot of space in here. So what I want to do is I want to take a visual that has a lot of vertical space, that covers a lot of vertical space, and I want to place that visual in here. A visual that has a lot of vertical space is going to be my clustered column chart. So I'm going to reduce this sizing here for the pie chart just a little bit. And I'm going to keep my funnel, because the funnel really is, well, the funnel is really going to be more about width. So I'm going to bring my clustered column chart up. I'm going to bring my funnel down, and I'm going to bring my clustered column chart up so I can use this real estate right here. Now, what I also want to do is, I'm using a lot of horizontal real estate, and I know that my table is going to be another visual that I'm going to want to keep, and my table is going to cover a lot of horizontal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my table visual under my column chart. And let's see here. Yeah, I kind of like where this is going. And what I'm doing now is I'm trying to find that red line to make sure that they line up there. I am going to, I've got it on the bottom of the page a little bit, so I'm going to bring that over. Now, I'm just going to double click so I can get back to the even, to where everything is. And now I see that I've got my bar chart and I've got my line graph. Now, one thing that I don't like to do, I don't like to really place my bar, I don't like to place my bar chart and my cluster, my bar chart and my column charts. I don't like to have them being too close to each other. That's just, some people don't like their food to touch, like, your rice touching your beans or something like that. I don't know. That's probably a bad example. But I don't like my bar chart and my column charts to be close together. I think I just get better aesthetics, just personally. I think I get better aesthetics when I separate those guys. So I'm gonna move my bar chart over, and now I have my column chart over to the left. I've got my bar chart over to the right. Let's see, that is KRE BEARK ARES 398. Welcome to Power of the BI Live out there on YouTube, out there on Instagram. Let's see. Yep. Stacy B, welcome to the YouTube. So what I'm doing now is I am just creating real estate. I'm just creating real estate. And as you can see, I really don't like to scroll, but I mean, that's okay. Because right now we are just building out the Power BI report. We're not, I'm just showing how to put different visuals on the report. If I was actually using this report, what I would probably do is, I would probably do something different. I don't like to scroll on my table visuals, but if you are gonna scroll on your table visuals, I would say as a rule of thumb, if you are gonna scroll on your table visuals, set the scroll to scroll left and right. But I mean, that could be personal preference. I've had contracts to where the company wanted the scroll to be right to vertical. So it just depends. I mean, again, it's personal preference. But right now, what we're trying to do is we're just trying to get an aesthetically pleasing situation here. And what I am doing is, again, I am just trying to line the chart up. Like, so here on the bar chart, I'm trying to line the edges up, the left edges up, so that, everything is lined up there. And then what I also try to do is I try to line the top and the bottom to where they all line up as well. So that's what you see I'm doing here. I'm just trying to make sure I hit that line. When I hit that line, I let it go. I'm just grabbing it. When I hit that line, boom, I let it go. Because I know that we are even. It's giving us the marking, showing us that everything is even. Lined up. Because we don't want to have reports to where, we've got all types of, we got a report over here, and it overlaps over there, and it lines up on top of another report and under report. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good, period. It's not good for your portfolio. It's not good for anything, right? So here we are lining up. And as you can see now, we are to the point now to where we are getting the Power BI report. Now, so I did all of that without having outlines or borders on any of the visuals. I don't necessarily recommend that, especially for new people to Power BI. I've been doing it for a minute, so I've got an idea. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back in and I'm going to put a border. I'm going to put a border around all of the visuals. So we're on the bar chart. We're going to effects, visual border. We're going to go to the line graph. We're going to go to visual borders. We're going to go to the column chart. We're going to set a visual border. We're going to go to the table visual, and we're going to set a visual border. We are going to the pie chart and we are setting a visual border. And we are going to go to the funnel chart and we're going to select a visual border. Now, what I did before was I had at the card, I had one card all the way to the left, I had one card all the way to the right. Well, I took up some of that space with the column chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide the card over to the right to the edge of the line chart. Now, I'm going to make sure that these line up. They all are lining up. Now I'm going to select all three cards. I'm going to select all three cards. I'm going to go back to format and align. We are going to distribute horizontally, and now they are evenly spaced between, well, they're evenly spaced above the four cards at the bottom, which gives us a little bit better effect. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my title is going to, I'm going to line my title directly above the visuals to the right. And again, titles, it's a matter of personal preference. I'm not going to put a border around the title. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my slicer visual lines up with my title visual, and I'm going to make sure the other slicer lines up with my title visual. I'm going to make my logo a little bit bigger so that it lines up with the title visual, with the slicer and the title. And I'm going to make sure that it is lined to the edge to the left. And for some reason, that looks a little off. There we go. That one's on now. It looked a little off to me initially. There we go. So now I'm going to make sure that my title lines up. For some reason, my title is not lining up, but it's lining up on top. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my logo. I'm going to select the first slicer, the second slicer, and the title. Then I'm going to go to format. I'm going to go to align, and I'm going to go to distribute horizontally. Now we are getting somewhere. Something that I also like to do with my Power BI reports, which is, again, it's all personal preference. But I don't like the hard corners. I like rounded corners. So I'm going to select each one of my visuals. I'm going to go to format. I'm going to go to general. I'm going to go to effects, and I'm going to open the visual border. And the rounded corner I like is 8. So I'm going to make that 8. And my width, I like for it to be 3. So I'm going to select all my visuals, and as you see, now my corners are rounded and my line is a little thicker than it was originally. So I'm just going in, and this is kind of, what I said, we're going to add a little bit more sauce to it, and we're going to add even a little bit more sauce than this when we get to Power of the BI Live in Dallas. But right now, these are just my basic minimums. I like for mine to be a width of 3. I like for my visuals to have a width of 3. I like for them to have rounded corners. Let's see here. I've got some color schemes that I like to add as well. I don't know if we're going to be able to add the color schemes tonight, but we'll add it, in video number 16. So I can look here, I can see that I actually skipped this one. So I am going to go back to general, effects, visual border, and my rounded corner, I like for it to be 8, and the width, to be 3. Then when I did a real quick check, I didn't do anything on my slicers. So on my slicers, I need general, I need a visual border, I need my rounded corners, I need my thickness, and I need the same thing on my second slicer. I need my rounded corners, and I need this to be 3. Now, when I did all of that, looks like I missed this first column chart too. Missed first bar chart, and that's what happens. So once you get started, you'll see, hey, I missed something. You go back and you make a change, right? So now I've got my rounded corners and my thickness. What I also saw was these visuals are off. They're not, I'd like for my visuals to be the same size. So what I am going to do is I'm going to look at this visual and I'm going to see what is the size of that visual. That visual is 343 by 412. I'm going to call it 340 by 410. Then I'm going to make I'm going to make all the visuals 340 by 410. Well, not all of them. I'm going to make these 4 visuals to be 340 by 410. 340 by 410. And I'm going to make this one 340 by 410. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to line these guys up because, again, I'm a stickler on making sure that everything is aesthetically pleasing. So I am going to bring, well, you know what I'm going to do? I've lined the funnel chart up to the left, and I have lined the table visual up to the right. So I'm going to select the funnel chart and the pie chart and the table visual. Did that select? Yeah. Now I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to come up to format. I'm going to align and I'm going to distribute these bad boys horizontally to get the exact spacing that I need or that I'm looking for. Then I'm going to just bring the line chart above the pie chart, and I'm going to bring the clustered bar chart above the funnel chart, and I'm going to line them up so that they are all even. And that is what I'm talking about right there. Now we're getting somewhere. So, as you can see, we've come a long ways just in this short period of time with this particular, with the formatting of this particular report. So tomorrow, I think what I may want to do, rather than adding one more visual tomorrow, I'll probably throw in a bonus visual. Reason why is because those three cards across the top, what I am thinking is maybe even adding 3 more visuals tomorrow, because we may be able to add those 3 visuals, those three more card visuals across the top, which will give us a better feel. I get a pretty good feel right now. And actually, what I could do is I could widen out those cards at the top right now. But I'm not going to do that. We still got one more video to go. So, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to add 3 more. We're going to add 3 rather than adding 1 more visual tomorrow. We're going to add 3 more visuals tomorrow. You know what? No, we're not. What I think I am going to do, and I'm going to do that right now. What I think I'm going to do is I am going to bring this clustered column chart down. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this one card over, and bring the second card over. I'm going to bring the third card over. I'm going to drop the slicer down to the same line as the column chart. I mean, it's at same line as the cards. And what I did not do initially is, well, did I see what the size of the cards were? Well, yeah. So the first card, I did get the cards. I don't know if I got the slicers or not. So the cards are 94. I thought I did 95. Okay, that's cool. So I'll make the slicers 94 by 220, which looks like they already are 94 by 220. Okay, cool. So so all these guys are the same size. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select slicer 1, slicer 2, slicer 3, slicer 4, slicer 5. They're all in the same row. Then I'm going to come up to a line and I am going to distribute these bad boys horizontally. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend the title out to where the logo is, and it's already centered. So now the title is already across the top of the page. Now we have Power BI report, Power BI crypto report at the top. We've got five visuals on the first row. We're going to add one visual tomorrow, which will give us 6 visuals on the first row. Then we've got 3 visuals on the second row. We've got 3 big visuals on the third row. Then we have 2 additional visuals that are in the third row on the table visual. So we are getting somewhere. Again, this Power BI report we are going to be using in Power of the BI Live Dallas on May 1st and May 2nd. So if you're already out here and you're building out this Power BI report, you can bring this report with you to Power of the BI Live, and we can add some more sauce to this bad boy, right? Because again, we want to have top-notch Power BI reports in our portfolio when we interview with recruiters, when we interview with hiring managers. We want to cut out all the chatter off top. We don't want any chatter. We don't want anybody asking us, well, so how would you do this? And have you done this before? Look, buddy, here's my work. Here is my work, right? And I'm telling you, if you can demonstrate, if you can show your Power BI report, because typically when you interview for a Power BI job, it's typically, it's typically on a Zoom call, or if you go into the office to interview, you take your computer with you, and when they start asking you questions, you say, hey, if you don't mind, may I show you 1 or 2 of my reports, right? That answers all questions. Now, I'm not going to say that it's an intimidation factor, but what I'm telling you is, once you show your report, if you got a good report, or you show them 3 reports, they typically don't ask you a whole lot of questions when it comes to Power BI, because at that point they feel like, hey, if they ask you something, it could seem like a dumb question, or it can make them seem like they don't know something already. Now, I've been in interviews before where I've had guys try to bait and switch me. Oh, well, I've been curious to know if, and they'll try to act like they really don't know, but the way that they frame the question, I know that they know what they're doing and they're trying to set me up. And that's cool. But a lot of times, when it comes to guys in tech, they don't really want you to know that they don't know as much as you know, or they don't really know the answers to the question that they're asking you. So if you can pull out your Power BI report and you can show and demonstrate in the portfolio, demonstrate, right then and there, hey, this is what I do. This is what I do, baby. That eliminates a whole bunch of questions, and then that takes the conversation down to, oh, so you're a Redskin fan, huh? Oh, so you're a Cowboys fan, huh? Oh, so you're a Yankees fan, huh? Oh, so you're a Cleveland Cavaliers. What do you think about LeBron? Got nothing to do with Power BI, man. I mean, you'll give me the job or not. Anyway, so with that said, we are going to we're gonna wrap this thing up tomorrow. But again, remember this is video number 15 of a 16 video series. You can go back to the previous videos to get the data source, to get the places to download Power BI Desktop, the whole 9. Just remember, Power of the BI Live is going to be in Dallas on May 1st and 2nd. Power of the BI Live is going to be in Dallas on May 1st and 2nd. It's a 2-day event. It's going to be 8 hours of Power BI on the first, 8 hours of Power BI on the second, and at the end of each day, we're going to have a very, very, very nice social networking event. And then I'm going to bring in a couple of my friends just so that, you don't have to listen to me, talk and sing and dance, for 8 straight hours. But if you're looking to get into Power BI, you're in the right place, right? You're in the right place. Bottom line is this. Again, tomorrow is going to be the last day, the last video of this series. If you are logged in to today, as at the timing of this video, it is mid-March. This video is not going to be published to YouTube until the end of May, which will be after Power of the BI Live. But if you are able to catch this video as of the timing of the video now, mid-March, if you have not already made your reservation or gotten a registration for Power of the BI, I'm telling you, tomorrow, 9 o'clock p.m. Central, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific. During that last video, I will make an announcement during that last video. If you're looking to participate in Power of the BI Live Dallas on May 1st and 2nd, and you have not already made your registration, you want to be on the video tomorrow. I guarantee you, because it's going to be an opportunity that's going to be just for you. Anyway, that has been all I have for you tonight. Thank you for joining in, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.